Hi guys, so it's Saturday today and we finally got some rain. It's been raining pretty much now for the last 24 hours or so, and it's about 3 in the afternoon. So this morning I've gone and looked after my bees over at the apiary where they are, and for those of you who don't know, I've got a colony of bees that will be coming home with me soon, but there's been an outbreak of a notifiable infection, basically something called European foul brood, which means I'm not allowed to bring them home, which I was supposed to be doing last week. So it means I'm tied to going and visiting them at the local beekeeping association's apiary for a few weeks longer. But we've had dry weather for a really long time. We finally got some rain, so I'm taking the opportunity to have a quick walk in a local woodland to see if we can see some mushrooms that might have come up in the last 24 hours or so. So let's see. So the first thing we found is this mushroom. It's got a common name, the artist's bracket, because you can actually draw underneath it. You can use the bottom of it as a canvas. Now, this isn't one that's come out because of the rain. This is one that's there all year round because it actually grows almost as a perennial. It kind of grows layer on layer and gets bigger every year. This is a giant downed oak that I've come across, and it's infested with these mushrooms that actually eat the heartwood of the tree. So if you see these artist bracket mushrooms on your tree, then that tree isn't healthy. That tree has a problem. And you see some more up here. They can look wildly different from above. This is a much fresher one. So I'm just going to show you why they're called artist bracket mushroom. So you can take any piece of detritus from the forest floor, just this little twig here, and you can use the bottom of the mushroom as a canvas to draw on. It's really quite fun, quite incredible the first time you do it. So it just marks up really well, and there are lots of pictures and things online of people doing really amazing things with this mushroom. So it's a bit of a fun one to know. It doesn't have any culinary value, you can't eat it, but just a fun one to know. So we're just a little bit deeper into the wood, and look at these. Aren't they gorgeous? They're a very common mushroom that grow on dead wood. This is another downed oak, and they're quite an important one for the forager to learn because they're poisonous. And not only are they poisonous, but they're so common that you will find them if you go foraging. And these are responsible for quite a high proportion of poisonings because they're so common. They're called sulfur tufts. This is, fairly typical of them. They grow in huge colonies, although they don't have to. Obviously, you can see just a few. But how you identify them is, or the easiest way to identify them, is that olivey colour underneath, that sort of green olivey colour underneath. So if you've got any kind of tinge of greeny olive colour underneath on a mushroom that looks similar to this, then you have sulfur tuft mushrooms, and they are a poisonous mushroom. You don't have to worry about handling them. Perfectly safe to handle, but you mustn't ingest them. They're, I don't think, deadly, but you're going to have a not very nice time if you accidentally eat them. So that's the sulfur tuft mushroom. Definitely one to learn. So it's been raining the whole time I've been here. I've only been here 15 minutes or so, and I haven't seen anything really of note yet in terms of edibility. So I'm going to head back to the car because I've got so many other things that I want to get done today. This was just, on the way back from my bees. I just thought I'd stop in and have a quick look because this wood was right on the side of the road. But I think I'm going to head back to the car and just make a mental note to myself to get back out into the woods in the next few days to make the most of this rain that we've had. On the way back to the car, forgive me looking around, I'm still, I've not given up hope yet, so I'm still keeping my eyes peeled. But on the way back, I just wanted to have a quick word with you about acorns, because it's something that I have been asked a couple of times actually by people who have got in touch with me either via this channel or via Facebook, because they're so common. Obviously, we're not in an oak woodland now, but we were in some oak just a little while ago. And acorns are one of those things that everybody or most people can recognize. Once you've seen them once, you know, you're not going to confuse them with anything else. And they are edible. I have never eaten them because the processing is something that has never appealed to me, and I'll quickly talk you through that now. But effectively what you do is you shell them and you take the acorn out, the nut, but it's so high in tannins and astringent taste that you have to effectively blet it. So what one ancient method would be that you'd put it in a mesh bag or something and you'd put them in a river, and the river water, which is effectively the same as you doing it at home and constantly changing the water, that constant water changing is what would get rid of all that acidic properties. And then you would basically sort of roast them and grind them into flour. So you can make acorn flour, but it just sounds like quite a lot of work to me for what you'd get out of it. And that doesn't mean I don't want to try it. It's just never made it to the top of my list, but I'm sure to share with you guys, it is something that I will get around to quite possibly this year. But that's acorns anyway. So I'm going to head back to the car now and then head home. Just got home, and next job is to not feed the pigs, even though they seem to think that's my next job. Next job is to take these empty bins and go and swap them at some local fruit and vegetable shops who have got full bins that they need taking away. So we're going to go and drop these empty ones in and go and pick up some full ones. And on my return, girls, you will get them. So I'm back now with 3 bins full of fruit and veg. And you might notice I'm at a different part of the wood. I tend to work my way round. So I'm now going to be putting the feed here for the next few weeks, because what happens is where the pigs snuffle around in the feed, they turn up the ground and create, you know, mud piles and what have you, and there's absolutely no problem with that. But we just try and move it around to allow the ground to recover every time in between. So this is going to be the feeding spot for the next few weeks or so. So let's get these unloaded. So it's now 4:30 and I'm going to wrap up this video. There's lots of things that I'm still going to be doing today that isn't going to make this video. I've got an issue with our internet speed where we are. It's so slow that if I don't start uploading fairly early in the day, then it won't get out. So I'm going to need to edit what I've got and upload it. But still to do today, I'm going to be doing some work on my perennial vegetable bed. And I'm also going to be starting to cure some bacon from the last harvest of pigs that we had. I've got some belly pork that I'm going to turn into streaky bacon. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to put a link in the notes here to a video I've already done on how to make bacon. It's the easiest thing in the world, and it's so much better than shop bought stuff because we dry cure it. So if you're interested in that, check out that video. But it's a process that takes a few days, so it's definitely going to feature in the videos that I do over the next few days. I've also got a video plan that I'm going to be doing of my actual perennial vegetables and all of my perennial beds, because they're such a huge part of what we do here, and I haven't really given them enough attention on this channel. So I'm going to be doing some work in that area on the next few days. So just a short one for today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will speak to you tomorrow.